I'd like to welcome you all here on this beautiful day, on this very special day and happy day for Lyndsey and Pira and all their family and friends. It's a lovely setting and I would certainly like to thank Oscar and all his team for being able to provide such a stunning venue, which I'm sure we'll all enjoy.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, a beautiful baby was being born. His parents knew they were super lucky when they looked down on this beautiful wee face. A few years later, sadly because of war, he and his family left this land and came to a new one. Now, about the same time, a little baby girl was being born in a town in Scotland called Livingston. Now, because the little baby girl was just too cozy warm in her mummy's tummy, she was a little slow on arrival. But eventually, out popped a beautiful wee girl.
Whee! As father of the bride, it's traditional to say a few words about Lyndsey growing up. I just honestly remember her being kind and loving and enthusiastic about everything. Lyndsey does have many hobbies and has had many hobbies over the years and done many different things: swimming, trampolining, tennis, playing the clarinet. She didn't practice. Curling, playing the ukulele, and even singing in the choir. By now, I think she would have realised that she hasn't inherited any musical genes from either myself or Margaret.
Pira and Lyndsey, you have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, all those conversations that began with "when we are married" and continued with "I will," and "you will," and "we will." All those late night talks that included "someday" and "somehow" and "maybe." And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we have promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher. For you have learned so much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband, this is my wife."
Call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Pirasanna Vivek Khan and Daraja,
Pirasanna Vivek Khan and Daraja,
do take thee,
Lyndsey
Lyndsey and Reed,
to be
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part.
And this is my solemn vow.
And this is my solemn vow.
I therefore now pronounce them husband and wife. And it's all right, I haven't quite finished yet. And therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate. And you may kiss your wife again. Let's give her a big cheer.
I think family have always been important to the both of us. And I think that's one of the reasons why me and my wife, not just in the in the eyes of the many Hindu gods, but also in the eyes of Nicola Sturgeon and the law now, work so well together is because we do share similar values. I think we were both taught how to be kind, to love and to be loved, to give our best and to expect the best.
In terms of Pira, generally he's a very nice guy, very caring, very kind, sometimes a bit snappy, gets a bit stressed, which a lot of us sometimes see, but overall he really means well and he tries very hard. After all, since 1983 I've known my brother since he was born, and all this time...
Born in 84?
Were you born in 84? Oh gosh, yes. A year later.
I don't want to drop it.
Oh, sideways. Should I catch my kilt?
What's your drink?
This is going to happen. This is going to fall.
Whose drink is that?
Life itself is a bit like you can either have friends with whom you walk through a forest and it's nice and flat, but after a while it's always the same. Or you look at this one big mountain in front of you and think like, what would it be if you walk up there, up this hill? When you want to have this one big adventure in your life, which is maybe having a bit more than a puppy, maybe trying a family, that is not like a walk in the park. That is more like walking up a big mountain. And everyone who has ever walked up a mountain knows there's a lot of sweat involved, and most people which are okay with their flip-flops on a normal place, you can't go with them up there. So if you choose a woman who goes with you up that hill, she has to be completely different material. That means she can be lovely and charming, but she also needs to know when to put the boot in and when to really kick your, excuse me, ASS. A very young but wise man, many years ago, now I talk about nearly 20 years ago, always had a saying, and he said, finding the right person is the first thing. Becoming the right person is another secret ingredient of a good relationship. So I would say, Pirasanna, you continue to follow your own words and work on becoming an even better husband to your lovely wife, and that you both together work on these hard little projects, which might be a family, which might be other kind of things, because like any tour up a hill, up a mountain, whenever you stop and you stop sweating and you look around, you will really enjoy the view. And at the end, when you made it by the end of your life, hopefully to the top of this mountain, you can hold the hands, look over it out, you can say, we did it together.
When I first met Lyndsey, my beautiful wife, I'm sure she thought to herself, oh my God, how lucky am I? This handsome, intelligent guy sitting in front of me has just asked me out on a date. But to be honest, I think I'm the lucky one. I found a great friend who calms me when I'm stressed, who makes me smile when I'm sad, who keeps a level head when mine is not. Feeling this ring on my finger actually just feels so right because, you know, I couldn't see this relationship ending in any other way than standing in a field, in a tent, having lunch and paying thousands for it. I mean, getting married, sorry. I do talk a lot of nonsense, which Lyndsey reminds me of frequently, but I've said this quote many a time, you've all heard it before, but I do really believe it. Marriage is not about finding the perfect partner, but about learning to love the imperfections. As corny as it may sound, I do really, really believe that. And in our relatively short time together, we've had a lot of disagreements, we've annoyed each other, we've fought, but in all of those arguments and disagreements and fights, what it's made me realize is that I do love Lyndsey because I miss her when she's not there to argue with, miss her annoying me when she's not there to annoy me. I miss all of her little quirks and all of her little imperfections. So, I would love it if you could all be upstanding just to raise a glass to my beautiful wife, and I have to say she looks absolutely stunning to me. You know, when she came up that gravel pit, I was like, what the hell happened there? But anyway, absolutely stunning. So could I raise a glass to my beautiful, beautiful wife,